Welcome in. Happy New Year to everyone at home. Thank you for watching here, Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Sturdivant, the first live Impact News stream of the new year.
Yay!
That's correct.
That's what we're talking about.
Man.
Happy New Year.
Shout out to everybody who celebrated New Year's festivities. I've seen the glasses. I've seen the hats. Mm-hmm. I've seen the. Real quick, can I go? There you go. Can I tell a quick story that's kind of funny? So, one of my followers, or somebody I follow, I know. They
one of my many followers.
Yeah. Flex on him right quick.
She posted she was with her significant other, or not really significant other, her boyfriend, and they were taking a picture, and he got down on one knee, but he got down on one knee for the framing. He didn't get down on one knee for the actual proposal. And so you can see in her reaction, she's like, oh. And then he was like, chill, I'm just getting squared up.
And that's how you don't end the year.
So I guess it wasn't funny. I mean, nobody laughed.
It makes me
laughed. I laughed a little bit. It was cringy, but it was a little funny. So
no, it is. But it's one of those things. Knowing the other side. Well, I also know in the backstory. If this is a new relationship,
I think this is a new relationship.
Okay, because if it's a new relationship, she would have been like, "Oh no, what's he about to do?" Right. Then that's funny. If they've been dating 5-10 years and all of a sudden he accidentally knees frames it, not gonna fly.
I think his intentions were pure. I think it was just.
He just wanted to get in the picture.
Yeah, he wanted. They were going to take a picture. He's tall, and so he had to get down on one knee.
Yeah, guys.
I date somebody who's tall, and he's never done that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And unless you're taking a varsity photo with a football team, that's the only other time a man should get down on one knee. I'm just saying.
Here's the thing,
how tall is tall? Like what we're talking
here.
He looks like she's tall, so she's 6 foot with heels, so he's probably like 6'3".
Then squat. Do the frog squat. I'm just saying. I think it's funny.
Sorry.
I mean, okay, so it's not ha funny like I thought it would be.
Greg's 6'4", and
that
I'm
joke
5'8".
did not land.
Never had to be like, let me get down to Carlene's level. No.
My first joke of 2026 did not land, but we got many more jokes to land.
This video, well,
it does land.
Now I want more jokes.
No. Why did the chicken cross the road?
Why did the chicken cross the road?
Why, Nick?
I don't know. I was hoping.
I was gonna say, is there gonna be some sort of twist?
No, it was an example. I mean, I guess he was trying to get the Bojangles.
Let's see. Do I have that one on my horn app over here?
Yeah.
Let's see. I think there used to be a womp womp on here, but they just recently changed it on me because that's why I had that party horn that was on there. I don't think so. This is, by the way, I'm scrolling through my horn app, so anytime that I bring up my go-to. Also has party horns and stuff like that. So.
Before we get the weather, we usually do this whenever I'm filling in the morning. We talk about everything.
It's 5 minutes and we are not yet to weather, which is fine. I'm fine, dude. Today's the day to do it, man. Like, seriously.
We have nothing but time.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to. Okay. So, did any of you guys stay up for midnight?
No.
I didn't even make it to like 10 o'clock. I made it like halftime of the Miami-Ohio State game, and I was out cold.
I think I was probably in bed by 11.
Yeah.
I was during the 9 o'clock hour. I was asleep, and because I went through yesterday. You saw me at my empty suitcase. I was trying to do as many superstitions to have the best 2026 ever, and one of them is to get a midnight kiss. So Kim actually came in and woke me up with a kiss, and the first words I said in 2026 was, "What's happened?" When I woke up to it. What's happened? No, not even happening. What's happened? But it was a great way to start the day.
Are you collard greens today? Are you going to do the black eyed peas?
Megan is. Megan Bragg, do you want to join us?
Oh, sure. Come on,
you know what? She's over here. Yeah, I didn't realize.
Megan Bragg. Happy New Year, Megan Bragg.
I am.
What
you going to do?
Well, my sister-in-law, it's like a tradition for them. Like her family, so I'm going to
Let's bring her a bit. Yeah, there she is.
And they do collard greens. They do black-eyed peas. We're doing ribs.
Oh,
yeah,
it's gonna be good.
I'm grilling out today too. We're doing shish kebabs. Has nothing to do with superstition. Can I say something?
Go ahead, tell you.
I feel like I'm going to be driven out like Frankenstein with pitchforks with this.
Oh, no.
I'm from New England, so I'm not used to this.
Okay.
I don't understand the hype of collard greens.
I don't either.
Oh, y'all didn't have them.
But we're from the north, so we don't really know.
Yeah, like I've never had them before.
Right.
Carlene, do you want to explain it or should I explain it? These are two
you go
Southerners.
ahead. You go ahead.
Okay, the thing about collard greens to make sure that they are seasoned properly, and to
Gotta
make
put
sure
them on
they you have to have them with a good with another side dish.
Oh, yeah,
that's
I've
one.
had-
That's one. That's one.
Okay.
Like on top of something?
No, not on top, but like
With something else.
yams, greens,
Like you eat it
cornbread.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But greens, you season them with ham hock, ham, bacon.
Big
um,
old ham, piece of ham
yeah.
in it. That's what my mom does.
My mom does. For me, she does turkey bacon or turkey. But it.
All right,
does
maybe
greens,
you can
yeah.
bring some in because I've only had
Oh,
them at
yeah, yeah.
restaurants before.
Oh no.
Yeah.
They make it too vinegary.
no.
That's probably what you're
I
tasting.
had this and I was just like, oh man, and I've been holding this in for 7 years here.
Are they bitter
But-
when you eat them?
yeah.
Brought it up this
If
morning.
they're
Yeah.
bitter when you eat them, they're not made right.
Are they bitter when you eat them? Like they're kind of bitter.
No, they taste like smoky or something like.
Okay, so they're not doing. So they're supposed to taste like an extension of a ham hock or piece of ham
Yeah, I feel
or
like it tastes like ham.
turkey.
It's a
Yeah.
ham hock a
So I'm
foot.
like, why am I eating like, spinach that tastes like ham?
And maybe it's just a southern thing.
I guess it's a
think it
thing
is.
that we just
Yeah.
we were raised on,
Yeah.
and we're like,
Okay,
that's it. And
Like
you put the
pepper-
pepper
do you
sauce on the
do you guys
table.
get super jazzed about clam chowder?
Oh, I love clam chowder.
Yeah, but
I mean, I like clam chowder,
see the
but I don't
difference?
I like it fine.
See,
I don't
no,
get
but-
jazzed about it.
No.
I don't
Yeah, but
know.
see, like this, we love clam chowder because we
Right.
come from the land of chowders.
But and also too, I do have to now that we're
Safe
saying
space.
Our,
Yeah, we're in a safe
man.
space.
Safe space,
Are we?
yeah.
I thought Black Eyed Peas was just the band. I didn't
There was peas.
Let's get it started.
Shout out to
know it was a thing.
shout out to Fergie.
Like I never like. So when I came to the South, I'm like, hey.
Well, you know what
Black eyed
today?
peas is something you also have to season.
Yeah,
Pretty
you have to.
well,
Yeah.
with meat.
Well,
We-
today you're gonna be singing "Where's the Love."
Here's the thing in the South, you have to. We're very heavy-handed with our seasoning.
Very.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
All right.
My mom
it's-
saves all our drippings
Yeah.
from all these meats and saves them and uses them in other things.
My
Well,
grandparents
so
used to do
and again, a safe
My
safe
grandparents.
space is one of my friends told me that if you're not sneezing, it's not enough season. Is what he
Yeah,
says.
that's right.
It says
Yeah.
that because Kim calls me out that I do white boy seasoning. Is what she just says.
that. Can you explain what that is?
Pretty
I
much
just
just salt, pepper, and there's not enough flavor really to it in
You only
general.
salt and pepper
Yeah,
things?
yeah,
That's
well,
it?
but salt, pepper, onion, garlic powder, but I don't do enough. So pretty much at the end of it and stuff like that. So
And you
I'm,
said at the end?
no, like just in
Oh,
general.
oh,
No,
okay,
yeah, no,
okay, okay,
I'm not
okay.
just doing it at the end. I'm not that bad.
I was like, come on, Chris.
No, but in general, just trying to do that. So now I literally do it to the point that until I'm actually almost smelling it in my nose, doing enough, and
Yeah.
it makes
I
a big
sneeze often
difference.
as well.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no,
Oh.
that's. Yeah. Okay, that's a. I've never heard that one.
Yeah,
but that
not,
makes sense.
yeah. If you're not sneezing, not enough season.
You're not
Yep,
sneezing.
not enough
Well, I
season.
just wanted to say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Meg.
Give me a hug. Oh, sweet. Speak it.
Glad to see Meg. All right, Chris Mulcahy.
Oh, I didn't come here to talk about the weather. I'm not prepared for that.
Well.
But we're just.
We're talking about collard
Oh,
greens and black
man.
eyed peas, cornbread.
Oh,
Make
Well,
some
and
ribs,
see,
that's very
that's the
Rib-
thing.
I like
that-
ribs.
Another
I
one
like
like that. I've never had fried okra until I came back down here.
oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm
So
not
I
a
love
big
okra.
okra, but fried okra, like, because it's supposed to be coated, and
Yeah.
and it's kind of like a nugget, like an okra
I like all
nugget.
kinds. I like regular. Yeah.
Yeah.
People are like, it's slimy. I like it.
What's your favorite Southern staple? Southern food staple?
Southern staple. Well, it's probably going to be a brisket.
Is that
I mean,
It's
it's
a staple.
Texas.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I guess in this region,
In this region.
Carolinas are more of a pulled pork.
barbecue. Yeah.
Yeah,
Or
like
pulled pork,
if it's
yeah.
anything to
Pulled
me,
pork,
see,
yeah.
but I'm also a type of person that if it's really done well, you don't need sauce.
Oh yeah.
So like,
yeah.
but that's like I'm always the type of person that I'd
You're a
rather just
Texas
eat the
barbecue
meat.
guy.
Yeah, it's like I'm not as much the sides guy when it
Yeah.
comes to barbecue.
But there are so many restaurants in the area. When I say area, in the state that make their own sauce.
Yep.
And so you put the sauce on there because it adds a layer
adds,
to
yeah.
it. So the best, and I mean this in the most endearing way, the best barbecue spots are the hole in
Oh,
one
100%.
spots.
Yes,
and
agreed with
I
that.
always encourage people, especially here in Charlotte and where I'm from, go to the Lexington Barbecue Festival, or the North Carolina Barbecue
yeah.
Festival in Lexington.
You
Okay.
gotta drive a little bit.
Wow. It's about 45 minutes
Yeah.
away. Yeah. It's in between Salisbury and Greensboro.
Yeah, and you know that's the mixing spot, right? It's like the dividing point between barbecue, Lexington.
Yeah.
I actually think I made a graphic on this at
You
one
did?
point. Let's see.
Lexington has phenomenal
you-
barbecue.
Do you do vinegar or mustard base? Because I know North
like-
Carolina's vinegary.
But I worked in Eastern North Carolina, and
Right.
so I do both.
You do both?
I do both. I'm not picky.
I'm from South Carolina. We do mustard base.
I
grew up on vinegar.
That's my. But here's the thing. We always had like vinegar probably as an option just
Yeah.
because of the Carolinas.
Here you go, guys.
I love the vinegar sauce too.
Bring this up. I made this back in the day.
Okay, let's see. Round one. Beep.
Oh, yes. That's a great map. I like
Yeah.
this map.
Yep. So, seen the tomato base versus more of the, and then the mustard is South Carolina. I didn't even
Mustard,
move that
South
in.
Carolina.
I would say tomato base is not really my jam.
Tomato base is not my jam.
I didn't spend a lot of time.
What's
in South
Kansas
Carolina.
City then?
It's for
I think
me.
it's barbecue, isn't it?
I took an interview in Kansas City years ago, and they put me up in downtown Kansas City, and I thought the barbecue was absolutely dry.
Ooh.
I thought, I was like, man, can I get
Hot
a large glass of water to go with this dry barbecue? I haven't had Texas barbecue, but Kansas.
Oh man. Okay,
City
so
barbecue. Oh.
speaking of my
no, not at all.
my sister-in-law
Yeah.
lives in Austin, and we
Okay.
went to Terry Black's.
Okay.
And
I've heard of that. I got a friend that lives in.
wow. Like, and I'm
Really?
talking about like every single side, everything was amazing. I think a tear fell from my ducks. It was like the brisket was one of the most tender, most delightful things I've ever had. And then the lines that they had out the door, but they pretty much had a system like Chick-fil-A. They had you in and out, no problem. But I'm saying if you ever go down there, and I'm still looking, maybe some over here. I still haven't gone to the barbecue festivals here.
Yeah.
But that Terry Black's is probably the best barbecue I've ever
Go
had.
to a barbecue festival here. It doesn't have to be a giant one. You get some of the best barbecue.
Or you just drive out
Yeah.
a little bit outside of the city. You're gonna find a hole in the wall place that makes
Yeah.
bomb barbecue.
Look, go to Lexington is a very
Lexington,
from when I used to work in that market. I grew up 25 minutes away from Lexington. It's a lot of what's happening is concentrated in downtown Lexington, Lexington, North Carolina, for our South Carolina viewers. But drive there, make a day trip, do some sightseeing, and you'll see a pig in front of City Hall.
Oh,
There's
wow.
a pig. There's a big pig statue.
Well, because this barbecue map that I have, you notice that we highlighted because Lexington's right in the middle.
Yeah.
They pretty much are
I'll pull it up again.
the middle of the Venn diagram.
Yeah.
The middle of the Carolina
Where it
barbecue
splits.
Venn diagram. So all is welcome there. And actually, Ben's significant other is from Lexington.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
they have a bunch of very unique styles that they have there that I am ready to try them all.
It's
So-
a quirky town.
Is it?
Go to Lexington, man. It's a day trip, man. It's about 45
Okay.
minutes away.
Okay.
I speak highly of Lexington. I speak highly of my hometown, the Triad area. All right, Chris, let's get to weather. I've been talking your head off.
This is a record 16 minutes and we didn't even get to weather. I literally went into my my graphics archives and found my barbecue map that I haven't mentioned instead of graphics, which is fine. That's great. That's the way it should be.
That's how you start off.
Because being honest, when we were doing this earlier, we were questioning. I was like, if you were up, you were not watching us at 7 a.m. And the craziest thing this morning that I had is I come to work around 2:30. The roads were astronomically busier then than they were at 7 o'clock. I had to get gas because I just forgot.
Right.
And there was only one pump available. It was so busy at the gas station. Just
One
because
pump?
one pump. And then this isn't just a hoe dunk. This was like a 10 pump establishment. So it was that busy. Because think about it. I'm going to work at 2:30. That's around like 2:15, 2:30ish,
Oh,
and stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah. I just
So
make the
you have some
connection, yeah.
people that are active. You had all sorts of music that was being played at that point. But regardless of my point, I hope everyone had a happy new year, no matter how you're feeling this morning. But one thing, and as far as the record books are concerned, the warmest New Year's days that we ever had, the most recent one was 2022. We hit 78 degrees. Now, today, it's still an above average one, 60 degrees. The average is 52. But I look back in the history books. We're now going on 148 years of record keeping now. Well, on average, we typically are about 52. We're around 60. This is still in the top 40 for warmest starts to any given year. But what I thought was really interesting is my director, Rusty, brought this to my attention. Just how you start does not matter how you finish, because 2022 was actually one of the coldest Christmases and Christmas Eves that we've ever had on record. Meanwhile, 1985, the number 2 spot, is one of the coldest temperatures of all time. So, a little Charlotte trivia. The coldest Charlotte has ever gotten, in its 147-year history, is -5. And we've done that 3 times. We did that in December 30th, 1880, Valentine's Day, 1889, and January 21st, 1985. So what's interesting is that year, 1985, you start off historically warm, and then 3 weeks later, you're talking about the coldest temperature of all time. So I'm just letting you know, January is a fickle creature. And another interesting stat, since I haven't been here in the Impact studio over the last few days, one stat that I dug up, because I love looking at these numbers. That's why I think I love fantasy football. It's like the numbers moving.
You're a numbers guy.
A numbers guy. So 74 of the last 147 Januaries have hit 70 degrees plus, and that means over half of the Januaries have at least had one 70-degree high. And looking deeper at the 60s, we average anywhere from about 5 to 6 60-degree highs each and every January. And what's really interesting how we're going forward, because we're so focused on, we average 52 and 32. But to get an average, you have to have temperatures above that, and you have to have temperatures below that. So check it out. Over the next 10 days, we're going to hit a bottom, and then I'll jump to this in a second. But if you look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As we count the days. 6 days in the 60s. So we're already kind of meeting our quota that we typically have for a given January through 10 days of January. And the only reason why we're going to see that big dip is because of the cloud cover and so on and so on. And also looking forward as far as our low temperatures are concerned, we are going to be above that freezing mark. But the main rain chance we have is this coming Saturday. That's why we're going to be so cool, because literally the sunshine's not going to come out. And our low temperatures are going to be either around freezing or in the 40s. So this is astronomically warm. And one graphic I love to show you is when it feels like. So this takes all the averages per month, where, for instance, November averages 68 to 58. So that means this data automatically populates within that. So I set the graphic to do that. But as you notice, Saturday and Sunday are the only days that feel like January. Everything else feels more like November and December. So that really shows how uncharacteristically warm we're going to be going forward. Now this brings us up to our first rain chance of 2026. So yeah, see, I have my horn app. I should have done that,
because we need rain.
We need it bad. The only good news for us is at least a lot of things aren't growing at this point. But if we do get a rain during winter, it's able to overcome things a lot more. Because think about it, in the spring, you have things actively that are sucking up all that moisture, trying to grow leaves, trying to grow anything. So if we get any rain, this is going to be the best time for us to overcome a drought. But this coming Saturday, I officially have the Napometer into the deep purple. That means you're not going to want to do much. But we went through this, and I've been talking about this. I was wielding a empty suitcase yesterday because per superstition, if you do that, it brings good travel into the next year. Well, they also say on this day, January 1st, do not do laundry or do any cleaning, because it's supposedly you are washing away good fortune.
Did that 2 days ago.
That's right, you did. So
Dang, I gotta do laundry, so I gotta wait till tomorrow.
you gotta wait for tomorrow. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
It's fine. It's fine. I got enough clothes to live.
You've been warned.
Because I will say, and I look back at it, there was one year that Kim said, "What are you doing laundry?" I literally did all of our laundry. That's probably my most unlucky year, and I won't go into details with that. So it has checked out. So, ooh. But the reason why I bring this up is not to bring up what 2023 was like for me. But the Napometer shows that on Saturday, so that means you're not really motivated to go out and do that much. So that might be the day that you want to do any of the cleaning that you wanted to do. For me, I'm just waiting for a time that the child goes to sleep, and I don't need to get up at 2:30 to watch the rest of Stranger Things. So I can't wait for that to happen. JT, go to sleep. Daddy wants to watch Stranger Things today. As far as the wettest day, Saturday, 47, but notice the low, 45 to 46. 27. Whenever you have lows and highs that are within a few degrees of each other, that shows that the sunshine's not coming out. That means that the cloud cover's trapping all the heat at the surface, so do not anticipate any sunshine through your Saturday, but it will be back on Sunday. So let's get right to how that rain is going to look going forward. We have increasing clouds on Friday. So Friday starts off mostly sunny, ends mostly cloudy to overcast. The rain that we see arrive overnight likely is not going to impact the Duke's Mayo Bowl, so that creepy Mayo mascot is not going to get wet. And if you haven't seen him, look it up during the daytime.
Delightful.
You know what I'm talking
Of
about?
course I know.
Ooh, all right. Yeah. All right. Okay, I got to get that out of my head. Anyways, moving forward, it's really around sunrise that we're going to see some passing showers and some heavier downpours. And then once you get to the afternoon, we're still going to have some passing rain, but this is the newest update, and it really was trending this way in general. It's mainly a morning event. Watch. By about 3, 4 o'clock, you have some lingering activity. I think the afternoon more so feels like it's going to rain. And then by the back end, once that sun sets, we start to break the clouds, and that's going to allow for some more sunshine. So for our first 7-day forecast, brought to you by the Jerry Hunt Super Center of 2026, this is what the next 7 days is going to look like. 60 today, around 60 tomorrow. We have that one dip, but then it's a quick recovery through the 50s. So we only have one below normal day, one average day. All the rest are above normal highs and either near normal to above normal lows. So a really good looking forecast. Next chance for rain outside of Saturday, a brief one Wednesday and Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know.
I know, I'm going to have you do the NBC chime instead of our directors. That was great.
I like
First,
that. That was-
I wanted to bring up, just so that people know, his name's Tubby, is the mascot.
Tubby.
And he's
Oh.
got very, like,
Oh, there he
Eugene
is.
Levy style brows.
Yes, I was
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a fierce brow. You know, I like mascots.
I gotta-
I'm a mascot
I do.
fan. I love them all. I like it.
I
I
have
like
a,
it.
I have a question. So
Yeah, but do you like it if you saw it in a dark alley? No.
I like my chances. With
I don't.
You don't like your chances? with
No,
Tubby?
because he looks super sneaky. This is like I don't know, maybe it's just my over imagination. Like I see, like all of a sudden I see Tubby on one side of the road. Next thing I know, Tubby's behind me, and next thing I know, Tubby is much faster than I ever thought.
I just don't think Tubby can. I don't think
You
he's
don't think he's got
agile.
it?
I don't think he's I
then
think,
he just rolls. Imagine
well,
if you're
that's
running
true.
downhill,
That's
then you're
fair.
doomed.
What's that picture of Tubby in the hallway right there? Do you see Tubby? Yeah, that one.
That one?
Is that what you imagine?
That's what I do. That one right there. See that? Wide legs, arms out.
Okay,
I'm
then-
ready
It's
to.
an intimidating stance, so I get it. But
Like-
he also is a tub of mayo.
No,
Like,
but it's an angry mayo. That's like mayo that sat out in a hot summer day mayo.
I have a question, Chris.
Yeah.
So, and for you, Carlene.
Okay.
So, because I saw the game yesterday, I saw the ending of the Duke Arizona State game. The
Who
Sun
won?
Bowl. Duke won last minute.
Wow.
Shout out to Duke. Congratulations, Bull City. Would you rather get Frosted Flakes with all the little, all the sugar that comes with the Frosted Flakes dumped on you
Okay.
after winning a football game,
Or
or the mayo?
Frosted Flakes. Like,
Frosted Flakes.
yeah, what are you thinking?
Frosted Flakes.
What are you thinking?
I don't know.
Flakes.
That Frosted Flakes did not look like it was a great time when
I think
Manny
mayo's
Diaz.
worse. I think
Mayo's much
way
worse, man.
Yeah, I don't
Like-
know. I think getting Gatorade poured on you is horrible. It's like a horrible idea.
Well, it's sticky.
Everything's
Yeah, but mayo's gloopy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's cold usually during those games.
Oh man, yeah, no, and it's just gonna be slowly like think about it, because the Gatorade dump. Oh man, I'm wet. Mayo's gonna be just a slow,
just stays
viscous
there.
process.
Stays there. No.
And the fact is that they have people that eat full mayo, like the mayo eating competitions during the Duke's Mayo Bowl. I love Duke's Mayo. I think it's great on sandwiches, not by the
Scratch
spoonfuls.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love Dukes, the scratch of Dukes, but I can't do full.
I thought you guys were going to surprise me. I thought somebody was going to say Frosted Flakes is worse.
What is your answer?
What is yours?
I'd rather get Frosted Flakes.
Okay,
Yeah,
but you had to think about it first, man.
I'm like, no, I had to pose it to y'all. Y'all talk some sense into me. And so
Okay, yeah,
Frosted
no,
Flakes
because
is
you
it.
really think about it. Yeah, like I truly think if all of the bowl names, except for the Gator Bowl, I don't want Gators poured on me. There's most of the food products. I think mayo would probably be my last choice.
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
ranch dressing too.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a similar vein. Yeah.
Before-
Again, whenever you and I are here together, we just went 27 minutes going from creepy mascots, love you, Dukes Mayo. Again, no shame there. To barbecue, to weather forecast. That was a nice little mixed bag.
But before I let you go, can I ask you about Panthers?
Of course you can.
Okay, all right. Panthers, they take on the Bucks. Your Patriots, they're sitting comfy right now. We can push them to the side. Big matchup.
That's true.
But I thought about that when I was watching the Ohio State game. You remember sort of how your prediction about the Panthers Super Bowl, it hinged kind of on Ohio State.
No, but the Ohio State part already happened.
Oh, okay. Yes, you're right.
It was losing record, Ohio State playing Jaguars week 1, J-Lo divorce.
Okay.
Those are the things.
That's okay.
And when I reiterate, I forgot about playing the Jaguars the first week. That was the last little final stipulation, and it's still there. You've actually said it. I've liked a lot of your videos you put on social recently.
Yeah.
The fans have said it right. The inconsistency is so off the charts. Now, luckily, their pattern on off. Technically, they should be on next. They have the team. The defense is keeping it together. My biggest concern here is Bryce Young is all about confidence.
Yeah.
Where's his confidence right now? Because he is not have a good demeanor right now.
Yeah, it's. I think for me, it hinges on Dave Canales. I think the play caller. I think his play calling. I give Bryce this. He's playing more confident. I wish he would be a little bit more confident, but he's playing more confident than he was. He's not turning over the football, and I think that was one of Bryce's biggest issues, especially in the first half of the season. He's not turning over the football. But also, Canales is not scheming people open. Receivers are not getting open. T-Mac is getting bored out there. He's not, they're not sticking to the run game. So I'm like, it's on you, Canales. You're the offensive wizard. You're the quarterback whisperer. What are you going to do? Step up.
Truly, if for my observations, knowing nothing about this except for playing fantasy football, is that I think they do best is when they run the two running back sets. Yeah. Because when you have both Chuba and Dowdle out there, that throws an extra wrench in there. But then I think T-Mac needs to be more of kind of like the X slot receiver, because give him a chance to kind of slant right and then go deep, because he's been more like the deep threat. But the problem is
they're double, triple teaming him at times.
So like I do agree they need to do something special, because you're right. They're not turning the ball over, but they are, because it's 3 and outs.
Yeah.
They need to cut out these 3 and outs, because that's also the big difference too, because they're giving it right back. Now, the Bucks are in shambles right now.
But I'm not counting them out, because this is a team that late in the season over the last was since Cam Newton years is giving us fits. And so I'm not counting them out. Baker Mayfield, I'm not counting them out. I do question his health. He is banged up. Mike Evans is still Mike Evans. Chris Godwin is still Chris Godwin. That defense is old. That secondary is not as good as it was a couple of years ago. Todd Bowles, also a play caller on the defensive side, kind of like Dave Canales. Those defensive calls kind of look uninspired. And it's like, I don't know if those guys are going to rally around Todd Bowles. But I'm not counting them out, though.
No, I think they win.
But they have a lot. It's hard to go into that game knowing that I can win that game, but I still can miss the playoffs.
Yeah, but it's also nice knowing that you can still lose that game, and if the Falcons win, they're still in the playoffs.
Well, I'm talking about Tampa Bay.
Oh, Tampa Bay. That's what you're saying. Oh, then that's a terrible feeling.
That's a terrible feeling. I mean,
I think Panthers advance. I think they do have it, but I think that in general, what we're talking about here is they have 1 week to find the Panthers that beat the Rams.
Or the Cowboys.
So that's something to let you know, like, every NFL team will be streaky and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's all about where their floor is and where their ceiling is.
Yeah.
If the Panthers play at their ceiling, they're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It just depends where they are. But this week right here, it comes down to Dave Canales. It comes down to that band, because I will say, not to bring up my Patriots, but the one thing about the Patriots is they're having fun.
Yeah. Oh man, this is a fun team to watch.
No, yeah, it's a fun team to watch. They're having fun. They're drawing stuff up. Like even Joe Burrow, even though they're out right now with the Bengals, he had said that I want to have fun again. They were doing some plays. Like literally, one of their linemen caught a ball.
Yeah.
Like it sounds so simple, but all of these athletes at one point had fun playing the game.
Yeah.
And that's why they're here. So I think what the Panthers need to do is go down to Tampa, whoop some blank, and have fun.
What is the weather going to be? You said it's going to be soggy here Saturday. What's going to be there?
It's supposed to rain in Tampa, right?
Yeah, it's like
I imagine.
pretty typical, like the way it's going to be. Let me look at a surface map real quick.
Look at me. I was about to go to weather.com.
No. We
I'm sorry. I'm joking. I was going to go to WCNC.com.
Well, WCNC.com is not going to help you. I'm just letting you know.
Oh, well. I was going to the mobile app.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, because it looks like in general, because what you can do here is go to the surface maps and kind of see what pieces are on the board. So as we are getting the rain Saturday, what they're going to do is they're going to start to see moisture wedge in. So as of right now, yeah, it is trending. It's going to be damp.
Yeah, it's going to be a nasty.
The only thing saving grace is as the front is pushing through that it's more of a morning rain event, so it's just a soggy field after.
Okay.
Or is that a dome?
Do they have a dome?
Oh no! That's
It's
out.
open?
It's open.
air?
Raymond James. Yeah.
Raymond James,
They fire the cannons after
That's
the
right,
touchdown.
yeah.
You don't want to do that in a dome. You
I
don't.
didn't think about it. I was like, is it? No, it's yeah. You don't want
Okay,
to fire
no.
cannons.
No, the only thing is, it looks like the front's going to be passing through there around 8 a.m. So there is a shot that they're going to start to clear things out. So it's not over. So tomorrow we'll look. Are you here tomorrow?
I am here tomorrow.
Yeah, because I saw Jane was watching a football game nowhere near North Carolina, so I figured she wasn't here tomorrow.
Oh, Jane's in Arlington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But okay, all right. So I feel like I'm the most nervous, pessimistic Panthers fan right now. So hey, we'll see what happens. Chris Mulcahy, we set another record: 34 minutes. Weather,
Yeah.
Panthers, mascots, barbecue, NYE.
We didn't even get
foods.
to our favorite colors, so yeah,
Favorite
we'll save it for
colors.
tomorrow.
We'll say that for another day. Chris Mulcahy, get out of here, man. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your New Year's Day.
Thank you. Happy New Year, y'all.
Happy New Year, Chris Mulcahy. We're going to take a break. We'll be back here in just 2 minutes here on Live Impact News and WCNC Plus. Welcome back here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Sturtevant. Again, Happy New Year to everyone out there. Thank you for watching us this morning. All right, so, man, big game, as we mentioned before we went to break. Panthers, Bucks, Saturday, kickoff 4:30. But before all that, man, look, we have extended coverage all week long. It continues tonight, 9 p.m. Tonight, it's Thursday. So you know what that means.
It's us.
It's us. It's the
We're in the
Bald
lineup.
Brothers Panthers preview. Panthers on the
We got
plus.
Ball Brothers plus the blonde.
Plus the blonde. Plus Carlene.
Plus me.
Tonight at 9 p.m. You don't want to miss it. Danielle Stein is going to be in Tampa live with live coverage starting on Friday, tomorrow. So that's going to be a great to check in with her. And then you don't want to miss it. Saturday night watch party. While watch those other pre-games, watch us at 4 p.m. Coverage starts. Eugene Robinson is going to be in studio. Nick Carboni is going to be here. Miles Harris is going to be here.
Logan Campbell.
Logan Campbell is going to
be from FMY.
Jeb Goldman is going to be here. The entire gang is going to be here.
Everyone's going to be here.
So
we're not going to be here, but they'll be.
We're not going to be here, but. Look, we gotta pack house.
Yeah.
We're gonna pack house.
Yeah.
So you don't want to miss it. Saturday night, 4 p.m. right before kickoff, and then just hang with us during the game, and breaking down what's happening, real time analysis. So you don't want to miss it. That's going to be a treat. And also hang with us post game too. We'll have more. All right. So again, extended coverage of Panthers on the plus this week. So last night, WCNC Charlotte Sports Director Nick Carboni spoke with Rick Stroud. He's a Buccaneers reporter for the Tampa Bay Times ahead of this big matchup. Let's take a listen in case you missed it.
Welcome, everybody, and happy New Year's Eve. This is Panthers on the Plus. We normally do every Monday night at 9 o'clock. Given the big week, we are doing every single night at 9 o'clock with a special guest, getting you ready for Week 18, this rematch between the Carolina Panthers and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Not quite winning in for everybody involved, but a big game nonetheless to potentially decide the division. And we bring in Rick Stroud, longtime Buccaneers beat writer for the Tampa Bay Times. Rick, thank you so much for joining me, man. I just want to talk about the energy first, because it seems like there's a whole lot of it in the Panthers locker room. What are the vibes right now in the Bucs locker room as they've lost 7 of 8?
You know, it wouldn't really make you think they have lost 7 of 8. I mean, this locker room is still very together. They've been through a lot of battles together in the past, and they've had these slumps, not anything that's lasted this long. But it's really not a team that, seems to be out of it. I mean, they're still, talking to each other. They're still getting along pretty well. They're working hard. So it's not a positive vibe, obviously, when you lose that many games. I think there's always a confidence issue at that point. But they're still looking at this as another opportunity. They're going to need help for the first time. They had their own destiny there for a while. But it's actually, I think they've had a pretty good attitude about things.
Does that come from, being the 4-time division champions 4 straight years? I mean, they've done it before. They haven't done it a whole lot since Halloween, obviously, but they've been in this part of it before.
Yeah, I think you've got guys on this team that have won, Super Bowls, and it seems like a long time ago, and I guess it was, but when you have the leadership of a Mike Evans and Levante David and Tristan Wirfs and Antoine Winfield Jr., you really don't have a choice, but to follow those guys. And they've all said the right things. They, you go through these phases where you got to look in the mirror, and then, Todd Bowles had his, 7 F-bombs after a game, and they've kind of gone through the various stages of grief, but. Now it's they're out of bullets, and they know that even to have a chance, they have to win this game. There are no more games after this. So the finality of that in the NFL season, any NFL season, is always abrupt. And I think they want to do everything they can to at least put themselves in a position. The worst thing for them, of course, would be to lose the game, and then Atlanta ends up losing to New Orleans. So they're taking this very seriously, and I think they're looking forward to the chance to play Carolina again. It was just 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it'll be 13 days between games there, so Carolina will have to beat them again. Just a quick health check, Rick. I know Baker popped up on the injury report with a throwing shoulder issue. It had been the non-throwing and a knee. What's kind of going on with Baker?
You know, he's had about 8 or 9 injuries, different injuries, and it started with the knee, and you know, we've had things like the oblique, and of course the left shoulder he separated against the Rams, and so he's been kind of harnessing that up. And so, yeah, the right shoulder is a new injury. He's had you know, a bicep injury on that arm. I think all of it, it's kind of been death by 1,000 paper cuts. But the way the guy plays, he's going to get hurt. You know, he runs around probably way too much than he should. You know, and I think that, you know, when you wear your heart on your sleeve, you're likely to get it knocked off a few times. But I believe that he will make this game. I do think it's affected him down the stretch. You can look at his numbers. You know, he started out 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I want to say he's somewhere around 9 touchdowns and 8 interceptions in his last 6 or 8 games or something like that. So, you know, finishing the last 3 games with fourth quarter picks is not a good sign. How much of that is injury? How much of that is something else? It's sometimes hard to tell. But there's no question, you know, and a lot of guys are hurt right now, right? But he's had his share, and he always will. I think just, you know, the way he plays, you know, getting out of sacks, lowering his shoulder, running the football, he's not the biggest guy in the world. He's going to take those hits, but he'll be out there Sunday, and I expect him to do everything he can to try to win the game.
Talking to Rick Stroud from the Tampa Bay Times. You can find him on X at NFL Stroud. Rick, we've heard comments, post-game comments from Todd Bowles, where it just seems to be a disconnect, especially on the defensive side. We see the Tristan Wirfs, Bucky Irving moment on the sideline. Is there a fracture here? Is that what's happening the last 8 games, or is it just a cumulative effect of the last 8 games?
Yeah, I think each thing is different, right? I mean, Bucky went through his trials, and it's been well documented. You know, he struggled being injured. He's never been injured before in his career, and he was out like something like 6 games, and he talked about that. Since he's come back, he's not had a lot of success. You know, I think he had, I don't know, 9 carries for 18 yards or somewhere like that, and it wasn't working. Now, you know, they've got 2 backup guards right now. Their offensive line has been obliterated by injuries a little bit, and those inside zone runs that he's been so successful at just haven't been there. So I do think there was a certain amount of frustration. You see that on every sideline. It's not always captured by the cameras. You know, Tristan was inactive that game, so he was sticking up for his guys a little bit, but all is fine after you get out of the heat of the battle. And I just think, yeah, you'll see frustration. Look, it's tough to win a game, as we've seen in this league. What's been so jarring for them is to start out 5-1, 6-2, and then have the wheels come off this way. But they've been their own worst enemies. They've lost games that they should have won. Up 14 against Atlanta, you know, 19 accepted penalties against the Falcons. You can't lose that game. Even last week they had their opportunities. So there is a certain amount of frustration, and yet they have a heartbeat. It's not as big, as loud as it was before, but they still have a chance. So those guys, they've laughed about it a little bit. They've calmed down, but you get that on every sideline, I think, every Sunday.
Rick, I cover a team that seems to be a different football team week to week. You obviously cover one that was a different football team the first 8 games than it has been the last. Where did it all go wrong? Is there a through line? Was there a turning point where it turns so south in the NFC South for this team?
It's hard to pinpoint, to be honest with you. They played a pretty good New England team, and Baker played really well in that game. They wound up losing it. I think that when you lose some of your key players, like they were without Mike Evans for a good stretch. He came back, broke his collarbone in Detroit. I really think that, you know, that was the beginning of it. I think, you know, also when there's film on Josh Grizzard, who's a new offensive coordinator, you know, Baker was hurting some teams with his legs, and I think the Lions were the first one to kind of close down some of those running lanes, and it's a copycat league, you know, and I think that, you know, with him getting injured, but when you lose Mike Evans, Chris Godwin's been in and out of the lineup. At one point, Emeka Egbuka was their number 1 receiver, and even though he's an outstanding rookie, that was not his role early on. Losing Bucky Irving the way they did, I think injuries has been the biggest thing in this league. You know, you have to have some luck with that. You just do. It's a little like NASCAR. I mean, you know, you lose a tire here and blow a head gasket there, and it's like you're not going to get around the track. So in the years that they've won, they've been fortunate with injuries. Both Super Bowl championships I covered, and those teams were really lucky in terms of who they lost. But you also got to play better. Look, they got a first-time offensive coordinator. I mean, we were here with Dave Canales. He didn't exactly light the world on fire. I know that he did well enough to parlay that into a head coaching job. But those things are tough, and it's just the course of a football season. I've not seen it flip this way from 5-1, 6-2 to where they are now, but they've kind of gone through it. It's been a lot of things.
Final question for Rick Stroud. Thank you for joining us from the Tampa Bay Times. Last question, knowing your audience there with the NASCAR reference here in Charlotte, North Carolina, the engine of any offense is the offensive line. Where do the Bucs stand on that unit right now? I know Wirfs missed last week. Sounds like he may be a go this week too.
Yeah, he's going to try to go. I mean, he's got a turf toe, and that's a tough thing for a guy that's 300, going on 50 pounds. He's had his share, right, with the knee injury. And he had an oblique, and so that's hurt him. But he's going to go out there and give it all he has. I think losing the two guards was difficult. They lost Cody Mock at the beginning of the season to a knee injury, and then losing Ben Bredesen a couple of different times. The guards are just not what they need to be, and so that hurts your center, Graham Barton, who played at Duke, and I think that it's just not been a real cohesive unit. But you'll see 3/5 of their starting lineup at the offensive line. And it's tough. It's a tough matchup because we know those big guys that Carolina has inside, and they had trouble moving them. They did run the ball, 30-something times the last time they played them. I would think they'll try that again. But it's going to be a tough NFC South battle, man. It'll be probably low scoring and right down to the wire.
Rick Stroud from the Tampa Bay Times. Rick, somebody's got to win the NFC South. We'll see how it plays out. Rick Stroud from the Tampa Bay Times. Thanks for joining me, man.
Thanks for having me. No problem.
All right, more Panthers on the Plus. Previewing Panthers Bucks coming up. Welcome back to Panthers on the Plus. I am Nick Carboni, joined by producer Jeb Goldman, who's driving the ship, and great stuff from Tampa Bay Times beat writer Rick Stroud last segment. He's been around the game and around the Bucks and around this weird division for a long time. Doesn't get much weirder than it is this year, and we'll talk about that. Want to talk about a few things we've got going on WCNC Plus, Panthers on the Plus. It's going to be really exciting. So Jeb, of course, he's got the graphic ready to go. Didn't even know that. Fantastic work, Jeb. We will be covering the lead up to this game all week long. We have been covering it all week long. Every night at 9 o'clock, just like tonight here on New Year's Eve even, we will have a 30-minute breakdown of this matchup. Rick Stroud obviously joined us here on New Year's Eve. New Year's Day, we've got former Panthers safety and current Panthers broadcaster Eugene Robinson. And then to cap off the week, on Friday night at 9 o'clock, we've got Vashti Hurt from Carolina Blitz, who's been awesome on here before. You're not going to want to miss that. Friday is also when Danielle Stein is wheels down in Tampa Bay, delivering coverage starting Friday at 3 on WCNC Plus, and then all evening on both WCNC Plus and WCNC Charlotte. And Saturday, we've got something really special planned, a watch party. So what that is at 4 o'clock, so that's 30 minutes before kickoff. We've got a loaded roster of talent here in the building. We're going to be in multiple studios. We're going to be talking about the game. We're going to be having fun, talking about what this big moment, a quasi-playoff game, means to the city, to the franchise, to the fan base. We're also going to have Eugene in here breaking down plays as they happen and what the Panthers need to do to adjust mid-game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So, and by the way, if the Panthers win and clinch the division Saturday night, we will be on immediately here on WCNC Plus with live post-game reaction and reports and analysis as well. So a lot to get to. Good Lord, Jeb, I don't want to know what we're going to do for the playoffs if they make it. We're going to have to really go nuts with that.
I was going to say, if this is just what it looks like when we're about to get there,
it's an exciting time. I mean, I've been here. This is my 10th season. There has been one playoff game in my time here because I got here right after the Super Bowl. Don't blame it on me. But this would be a home game, which would be unbelievable, and you've seen the crowds the last couple of weeks at Bank of America Stadium. This place is dying for a home game, and I think we're going to hear a little bit about that from one of the players in this next segment. I'm actually just getting back from talking to the Panthers here on on Wednesday afternoon. And we talked to a lot of these guys all week about what this situation means, how they can take advantage of it, and what a home playoff game would mean. So here's a little bit of a dive into the Panthers locker room here on Wednesday.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. You know, like you said, just talked a little bit about the stuff we've been through since we got drafted here. You know, injuries, losing seasons, coaching changes. Just to have this opportunity, it means a lot to both of us, and you know, I'm sure all the guys that's been here for a long time. So, yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Man, I mean, I feel like we've been in a spot for a couple weeks now, but for some reason we just find a way to blow it. But I mean, it's now or never now. So, obviously, this is an important week for us and this organization, so we got to make it happen.
Have you been able to get a feel, like you talk about, for the organization, for the city? Have you kind of gotten a feel for that, like how bad they want this for this team?
I mean, for sure, I definitely feel like I've been feeling it recently. Just the past few home games, the crowd has been a little different. A lot of people in the locker room say this is kind of what the playoff atmosphere feels like, and I can definitely feel it.
Once the game starts, it's football. Like, you got to tackle, you have to do all the fundamental stuff to win the game. So that's kind of what I just try to focus in on.
You like playing on Saturday? How do you feel about that?
It's cool. Like, I'd rather play Sunday because we messed up the week. But nah, it's cool. Like, it's gonna be different. And for me, it's kind of like a little league game. You get to play on Saturday. And that's kind of how I'm approaching it. Approach it like any other game and just have fun, live in the moment.
Over the last few weeks, we had a bunch of crazy situations happen that could have put us over the hump. I think, if we want to get to where we need to be, we can't rely on nobody else. We need to go take care of it ourselves.
When you talk about the pressure of getting it, win or go home, that sort of thing, is there a danger of guys trying to do too much?
I think that pressure's on you every day. Like, you're in the league. You either do your job or send your ass home. So, I think that's one of those pressures that we live with. But, just to be at this stake in our career, it's going to be an exciting time.
Derek Brown has a great way with words, all the words. We appreciate Derek for that. There will be more from Derek coming up. But I think, the veterans on this team, and when I say veterans, I mean 5 or 6 year guys like J.C. Horn and Derek Brown that you're hearing from there, they understand this moment. They understand it is important to seize upon it right now, to not put it in the hands of their new nemesis, Tyler Shough and New Orleans on Sunday afternoon against Atlanta. And, even rookies like Tetairoa McMillan, who has played and really spoken beyond his years here this year in his first season in the NFL, they understand they've had opportunities and they've blown those opportunities, as he said right there. One thing I do want to, it's interesting to hear Rick Stroud talk about the energy, and that's what I wanted to get into first, because it just seems like the Panthers season, despite its up and down nature, despite coming off another loss, the Panthers season is kind of rolling forward with momentum, despite the losses every other week, I know. But they didn't expect to be in this position. They haven't taken care of being in this position the last 2 or 3 times, but they are on an upswing. The Bucs, from the outside, from Charlotte, North Carolina, seem to kind of be on this late season slog, certainly a late season slide, losing 7 of 8. But it was interesting to hear Rick Stroud from the Tampa Bay Times tell us, like, look, in that locker room, there's belief there. There's hope. They know they have one life left, and they need help, but they know all it takes is 2 wins, really, one for them and one for New Orleans, and that they're in. And they have the personnel, and I think that is what would scare me the most, is that offensive personnel, Jeb, for Tampa Bay, that, like, if these guys finally turn it on and all click now that they're back together, like, it could be a rough day for the Panthers defense if they're not careful.
But that's the question, right, Nick? It's if they can turn it on. Right. At the beginning of the year, I think through 6 or 7 games, I would have told you Emeka Egbuka, not only was he the rookie of the year, I would have argued that he might be one of the best rookies we've ever seen. I mean, the latest in a long line of Ohio State products. But as you've seen this Tampa Bay team slide, you've seen that with him in that offense. And obviously, as Rick just told us, Baker's dealing with a new injury, looked awful against the Dolphins. And let's be honest, I mean, I think right now the Dolphins wouldn't, at a point, I could have lined up in the defense for the Dolphins. Like, they were looking that ugly earlier on. So I think, to your point, it's a big if. If that offense gets going, the Panthers have problems.
Go ahead.
They might not. I mean, I think that's who. This is the team I'd want to play. I'd prefer to play play them than Atlanta or New Orleans. If we're being
Certainly New
honest.
Orleans. They don't want anything to do with them until 2026.
No, exactly. So that you have to take the positives as they come.
This game hinges on Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. And if the Bucs and Baker look shot from the jump in this game, we point to the Tuesday injury report yesterday where Baker popped up with a right shoulder injury after dealing with a left shoulder injury for the last 7 or 8 games, and also the knee. He's obviously been limited. He's obviously been hampered by it. It has obviously forced him to make mistakes he did not make the first 8 games. He's got 10 interceptions these last 8 games, several fumbles lost as well. So it all hinges on Baker Mayfield. And I think when I look at the Bucs, I definitely think the Panthers have the advantage in many ways, including the tiebreaker, obviously. But when I look at the Bucs and looking at Baker Mayfield, if he's not right, and he hasn't been right for a while, this should be the Panthers' game to win. But we know they haven't always operated with that in mind, seemingly. But it is every other week, and they are due for a victory. So we're going to take one more quick break. We're going to hear more from the Carolina Panthers, including on that weird Atlanta wins and the Panthers are in no matter what scenario. It kind of opened a back door on Sunday if the Panthers can't kick down the front door on Saturday afternoon, which is, of course, the ideal situation. So we're going to hear more from the Carolina Panthers ahead of this big Week 18 rematch in Tampa coming up. All right, welcome back to Panthers on the Plus, getting you ready for Panthers Bucs Week 18 on Saturday, which was before Monday Night Football, win and in for both teams, but after Atlanta's stunning upset of the LA Rams in that thrilling game, that gave Carolina the inside track again for the division. So to recap, the Panthers either need a win or tie at Tampa on Saturday to clinch the NFC South and home playoff game, or if they lose, they need Atlanta to beat New Orleans. And they've needed Atlanta to win every week for the last 3 weeks. Atlanta's got 2 of the 3 down, and now they have to beat the Saints. However, this Panthers team, after getting swept by the Saints this year, does not want to see the ball or their playoff chances in the hands of New Orleans rookie quarterback Tyler Shough. So this team is aware of the scenario. They watched Monday Night Football. I will say not all of them are aware. Let's listen.
We're aware of all those scenarios, and it's a pretty simple path. We got to handle business and win the game, and that's got to be our focus first and foremost. And all the other scenarios will play out how they will. I was watching the game last night. I watch every game on Monday night, and in this one right here, it's got implications. But at the same time, the focus has to be there for us to be able to handle business and play our best ball.
What did you think about the Falcons beating the Rams?
Focus on the Bucs.
You don't like having a second chance if you don't win that game?
I'm not sure. I didn't know that or know what that is. We want to go 1-0.
I did watch it. I had some emotion to it. But I'm going to give you the political answer and say we got to take care of our business, and that really is what it is. We got to take care of our business and, not really worry about even putting it in nobody else's hands. So if we can take care of our own business, I feel like that'll feel better for everybody in this locker room.
Go win. That's the message. Go win. And that's what you got to be about. Watched. Super entertaining game. Great game to watch as a fan. But just go win. Don't leave no doubt. Go win. Go take care of it and do it the right way.
Yeah, we're not even worried about that. We're going in to win the game this weekend, so not worried about what anyone else got going on. We're trying to change this narrative in Carolina. Been trying to do it for a long time. So the fact that we're 1 game away, everybody feels it. You can feel the energy.
Yeah, you can feel the energy, Jeb. Like I said, despite the loss to Seattle last week and despite the up-and-down nature for the last 2 months or so, you can feel the energy and the momentum of the Panthers heading into this game, whereas we said the Bucs, not as much. We did, it's not included in that. That was from Tuesday. We did talk to Panthers corner Mike Jackson on Wednesday, and he was among, I don't know. I think Bryce does know that the situation.
Absolutely. I read it on his face.
He's just trying to play up to the mentality. You got to win. Mike Jackson legitimately did not know until somebody texted him Tuesday morning. Because listen, the games are on late. Not all these guys stay up and watch or watch enough.
That one was on late.
Because if you watch that game, that's all they talked about was how it affected Carolina. So again, it is win or tie and in for Carolina on Saturday. It is lose and have Atlanta win and in for Carolina if it gets to that point and Atlanta plays on Sunday. I don't know how we cover that game from afar. Do we is there a watch party?
Right.
What are we doing at 1 o'clock on Sunday? But obviously it would feel a heck of a lot better just to take care of business.
Jalen Walker legacy game brewing?
But taking care of business, and that's been the key this last month or so for the Panthers. They have not. They've won every other game, so it's kind of like the confluence of these two Panthers teams in one right now. They win every other game, but they don't take advantage of the opportunities. So which one is going to win out on Saturday? This was the Panthers locker room after losing to the Seahawks, including some spicy stuff from Derek Brown. Let's take a listen to this.
That's enough. That's enough for the guys to understand this is your shot. This is the last shot we have. And I think the important part for me is when you truly get to this moment where this is the last game unless you win, that's got to be the focus on a weekly basis. This is the only one we have. This is it. It requires everything of us. This is truly it. This is what you preach about, and it's a great reminder for the group. And I can't wait to get the guys back in the building tomorrow so we can get right to it with the game plan.
And you got to go get it. And you talk about it all year where you want to go and you want to have these opportunities. We got no choice but to go get it. So it is what it is. If you don't understand what we got on the line now, I don't know what else to tell you. This is that we live for, playing in the league. So to be able to have this opportunity, especially for me, in a situation where I've never really had this opportunity, I'm going to lay it all on the line.
We keep doing this to ourselves, making it hard and winning pretty, losing ugly, and so again, just we've handled it, we've done it, and got to go in Tampa, and this is the championship opportunity that this place has had, and so it's on us to go get the job done.
All right, so again, those were the Carolina Panthers after the loss Sunday to the Seahawks in the locker room about 24 hours before they found out Atlanta had opened up that back door. So it is all down to Week 18. It is all down to this weekend. Somebody has to win this weird, wild NFC South. The Saints and Falcons seem interested in it, but they are not eligible anymore. So it'll be the Panthers or the Bucs. Panthers going for their first NFC South title since 2015, first playoff appearance since 2017. They would also host their first home playoff game since the 2015 season and their last since that unbelievable game against the Arizona Cardinals. Unbelievable atmosphere. At least they smoked the Cardinals in that game. We think that's coming out of the NFC West. A lot of San Francisco's win and in, Jeb. Seattle is win or tie and in. So that's pretty basic there. That'll be Saturday night, so hopefully the Panthers can watch that game knowing they're in and finding out who they're probably going to play as the 4 seed and a home playoff contender. So that'll do it for Panthers on the Plus here on New Year's Eve. Thank you for joining us. We wish you a fantastic entrance into 2026. Again, we will be back on New Year's Day evening at 9 o'clock. It'll be next.
All right, so make sure you tune in tonight. Panthers on the Plus, myself, Eugene Robinson, Carlene Bragg, breaking down Panthers and previewing the Bucs matchup. Also, Danielle Stein will be live from Tampa starting on Friday, and Game Night Watch Party Saturday at 4 p.m. Kickoff is at 4:30. Make sure you hang with us. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back here in just 2 minutes here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. All right, welcome back. It is bowl season, and one big bowl game that's happening at Bank of America Stadium on Friday, the Duke's Mayo Bowl. We talked about it earlier about the dumping the mayo on the winning head coach's head. Yeah, man. Tubby. How Chris Mulcahy's afraid of Tubby.
Yeah.
Well, we'll talk about it. We'll unpack it later.
Yeah.
But we do want to unpack the actual game, hear from the coaches, players. Let's take you now to that press conference. It's happening live in Uptown. That is head coach Jeff Lebby. He is the head football coach for the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Let's take a listen in.
No, we're in a pretty good spot. When you have Mario and you can use him obviously to recruit players, but is there also an aspect where when you're hiring coaches and interviewing them, does he come up in conversations of, being able to coach a guy like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Go watch every play he's played this year, and there's a ton of things that we want back, but I think people understand what lies ahead, and there's so much to be excited about that people want to be here.
You told us that you were leaving the recruiting and management staff back at Elks. What are they telling you now about these first couple of days before the period coming up?
We will walk in on the 3rd, and it'll be full tilt. We'll have a bunch of official visits in and being ready to go attack the 26 roster.
How has it changed now, the fact that with it also being in January, but still it's butting up right against the start of the spring semester as well? How does that expedite things that they don't have weeks and weeks to wait till it's signed?
Yeah, I mean, it's speed dating, and you've got to find ways to make sure that you get the right guys. We've got a priority list on what we need to get done in those first 5 days, and our hope is to get a lot done in those first 5 days of official visits and be able to get guys in to where it's not an issue.
Has anyone told you about possibly exploring the NFL draft at this point?
No. We're in a good spot. We'll see where we land.
We talked in August a bit about how guys like Mark coming in and the structure of the department has really helped out in smoothing over the transition into rev share and things like that. How much has that also helped you the last month where you're starting to prepare for a bowl game where you'd already started implementing your season plan?
No, it's been huge. Our personnel department's done an unbelievable job, and I think we're built and ready for what's about to happen on the 3rd.
How involved are you in some of the money part that goes into that with the players and negotiations, or do you kind of leave that for other people? Or?
No, I'm involved. I think a lot of people aren't, but to me, if it's going to happen inside our walls, at the end of the day, it's going to fall on me, and I want to be involved, and so going to be involved in really every bit of it.
You said there's other things coming down the pike besides staff and stuff. What's the things we start looking forward to after the bowl's done and you get back?
Yeah, I think just the portal pieces of what we've got going on and the ability to go sign some guys that are going to create a huge impact for us and upgrade us the right way for our 26 roster.
Zach Selman's obviously happy to take the ball. What have your conversations been like with him lately?
Yeah, he's excited that our guys get to go experience what they've experienced throughout the last 3-4 days and what they're going to be able to experience tomorrow night. And so that's been our conversation for our guys. He understands the amount of growth that can happen with these extra practices and everything that's going on programmatically, and that's been fun.
Jeff, you've probably seen the history with this bowl, what happens to coaches.
Yeah.
Should win.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's like I've said, I've never been more excited about something that I didn't want to do in my entire life. So having the ability to go do that, if we'll find a way to be +1 at the end of the evening, I'll be damn glad.
In terms of the game itself, the game play with Mario, how much does he kind of change the approach to the run game in terms of what defenses have been giving you in terms of looks?
Yeah, I think we'll see. He gives us the ability to play 11 on 11 every single snap, regardless of situation, which I think's a huge advantage. He's got this incredible arm talent, which is going to create great balance for us. But it'll be interesting to see how people play us. It'll be interesting to see how Wake plays us tomorrow night. with him taking the snap, and I think that that's something that I can't wait to continue to build around.
You were obviously really excited for Kamario, for a long time before he even got here, but has he almost exceeded your expectations as a freshman? Like, did you think you'd be kind of this ready at this point?
Yeah, he has. I won't tell him that, and I hope he doesn't watch it. He got a lot of work to do. He's got a ton of work to do. He's got so much out ahead of him, in front of him. But I'm dang proud of who he's been, how he's worked, how serious he is about being great. And again, he's got a lot left in front of him. So I'll continue to keep my thumb on him and get him where he needs to be.
When you talk about some of those things that he can keep polishing up or getting better at, what are some of those areas?
Yeah, just the fundamental pieces of it. He's like his growth from day one to today are completely different. I think his understanding of the game today compared to it was day one, completely different. He's got this incredible ability to retain and to process and have this great anticipation of what's about to happen before it happens, and that's very natural for him. He's so intelligent that it makes it fun to coach him even at a really young age. But it's, just playing the position. It's playing the game. And tomorrow night will be a huge step for him.
You have guys like Brennan and Ant.
Yeah.
Guys who maybe haven't been the one receiver before this year, but they've been playing football for a long time. How much does that help when you're bringing Kamario in, especially developing him?
Yeah, I do. I think that helps in a big way. Guys that have played a lot of ball, or they've been around some places that have been very successful, and I think that's always great for our QB.
You guys are going with the black jerseys tomorrow.
Yeah.
Who decides that, or how is that process?
I wish I could give somebody else credit, but I did.
You decided?
Langwell will probably take credit, but no, Nick Mitchell he asked me, he called me two nights before the Egg Bowl. And he said, Coach, can we go all black? And I said, but we can't. It's not happening. Let's go win and get in the bowl game, and we'll go all black. We get fortunate enough to have this experience and be able to go play tomorrow night. And so after it happened, Nick called and said, Coach, we're going all black. I said, we're not going to announce it, but yes, we are. And great for our guys. Love the uni. It'll look great tomorrow night on national TV.
Was the Batman thing, was that Mario's idea? Or?
I don't know. I'm not going to give him credit for any of that. We'll see.
I know the season's not over yet, but have you taken any time to just reflect on this whole season yet, or is that something you maybe do after?
I think maybe after, and after this portal closes as well. We got a lot of work to do. I'm proud of our growth. I think year one to year two, who we are and where we're at programmatically, completely different. But we've got so much work to do, and I think our people inside our walls understand that. Our players understand that. And tomorrow night be a huge step for us if we can find a way.
Have you guys decided who's calling defensive plays tomorrow?
We have. I'm not going to talk a ton about it. Again, these guys that we've got so many play callers. They've all got their own identity, and we'll move forward tomorrow night. Feel great about where we're at defensively. We've had incredible preparation, and excited for our guys to go play their butt off. Good?
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks.
All right, man. Good? Happy New Year.
All right, so you just heard from Jeff Lebby. He's the head football coach at Mississippi State. They take on Wake Forest Friday at the Duke's Mayo Bowl in Uptown at Bank of America Stadium. All right, take a look at this. It's a live look. Pasadena, California. That's where the 137th Rose Parade will take place. But man, oh man, they are dealing with a ton of rain.
Oof.
Oh.
Yeah, there's the cameraman. Got to wipe off the lens.
Wipe off the lens. Okay, so is it rainy? It's been a rainy December, or it was a rainy December in Los Angeles, and it delivered one more storm that, I mean, it's bringing a bunch of rain. New Year's Day, smack dab in the middle of the Rose Parade, which kicks off, I believe, at 11 a.m. The start of the parade, or at least coverage of the parade starts at 11 a.m. Again, some of that heaviest rainfall arriving Thursday morning there in LA, in the LA area, during the Rose Parade, with more scattered showers the remainder of New Year's Day. So yeah, it's been a type of day. Ugh.
And we have our Clover High School band.
Clover High School band is out there.
It's going to be playing there.
Yeah, proud of them.
We're so proud of them.
South Carolina's own, braving the elements to put on a good show. But man, still, despite the rain, the show will go on.
The show will go on.
There are going to be hundreds of thousands of folks ready to go, ready to have a good time. But yeah, I'm so used to seeing the Rose Parade with
beautiful day.
Beautiful day.
Gorgeous sunshine.
Just wasn't in the deck of cards today. But it's still going to be a great parade. So we will keep an eye out for that. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be back here in just 2 minutes here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. Welcome back. Bowl season is underway. Duke's Mayo Bowl happening in Uptown Bank of America Stadium Monday night. Mississippi State, they take on Wake Forest. So again, press conference is happening, media day happening as we speak in Uptown. Let's take you there now. This is one of the players from Mississippi State. Let's take a listen in.
Like, that built us as a team, us as people, and our character. Just being able to be resilient in the face of adversity and continuing to push through whatever comes throughout the game.
And lastly, there's a tradition, for the winner, splash, mayonnaise. You guys ready to do that?
I'm ready to see him get dumped in mayonnaise, yes. Definitely. Thank you.
All right, so we just heard from Jerron Manning, safety from Mississippi State. Again, you see our cameras there at Media Day ahead of the Duke's Mayo Bowl, talking to folks, players, coaches from Mississippi State, Wake Forest University. And this is real time, right? So
This is real time. So you see our lovely photographer, you got to carry the camera around.
Shout out to Ruben.
Yes, shout out. Sometimes you got to, you're carrying around. It's still live. We have to take it. We're looking at the nice carpet.
Right. As soon as we get, get some more sound, more interviews, we'll take you there now. I'm kind of stalling just in case he gets set up, but looks like he's still making his way through.
I'll be quite honest. We're transparent here on Live Impact News. I mean, what kind of matchup are we looking at here? Do you know? I mean, we can do some digging right now.
Let's do some digging. I haven't watched a lot of Wake Forest games or Mississippi State games this year. I'm going to be honest with you guys.
Yeah, we're honest here. We're honest.
Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Mississippi State's.
I'm trying to see their record.
5-7 faces Wake Forest 8-4. Wait a minute.
So Mississippi State hasn't been in a bowl game since 2022.
Is that right? Is it 5-7? Is that their record?
Is that what you see?
That's what I saw, but hold on.
Wake Forest, they're 8-4. It's first season under former Washington State head coach Jake Dickert. Yeah, I mean, I do know Robbie Ashford from Wake Forest. They've won some big games this year. He's a dual threat quarterback. But yeah, I mean, this is Mississippi State. They also have like Kamario Taylor, who's 6'4", 230, a dual threat quarterback.
What did I see? Okay, it says 8-4, 8-4.
Both 8-4. So it should be a good matchup.
Team overviews 8-4, 8-4. Yeah. All right.
Also, I just want to shout out Timmy Hawks, the guy with the camera right there in the background. The camera just went away, but Ruben just moved the camera. I used to work with him years ago. Shout out to Timmy Hawks, one of the hardest working people in the business. All right, so as we work our way through Duke's Mayo Bowl Media
We could go
Day.
and bring in Panthers, and we can always dip back in if we needed to.
Do we kind of want to show? Well, that's not even set up to Pasadena. It's pouring raining out there in Pasadena right now. There's a reporter set up as.
Let me see if I can listen in and see what's going on.
I don't think she is ready yet, but we can see some of the setup there. You see how much it is raining out there. It is coming down out there. Setup continues. That parade will kick off shortly, I believe at the top of the hour. Make sure you stay with WCNC Charlotte. We'll have the Rose Parade. You see that reporter there from KNBC getting set up, getting ready to go. All right, so that is happening. Some things are happening. People are waking up. Events are happening.
She's reporting now if we want to listen in.
Let's take a listen in.
Look at the floats before they hit Colorado Boulevard. Take a look at them. We have the city of South Pasadena. This one actually won an award. Our producer, Kimber, she just sent me the information, brand new information. The city of South Pasadena won Past President Award. That's for the most outstanding innovation in the use of floral and Mount Floral materials. So that is pretty impressive. And if we turn around this way, you'll see a lot of people. Good morning, you guys. How are you guys doing in the rain?
It's still fun to see all the floats, and yeah, it's definitely wet, but it's a good experience.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Happy New Year. We'll go ahead and send it right back to you. Parade starts at 8 o'clock, by the way. Countdown is on.
All right, so you saw that reporter there. It's people. Here's the thing: people are in good spirits because look, this is an annual tradition.
She said it's still fun to see the floats. She asked, "How are you doing in the rain?" Didn't I say anything about how she was doing? She says, "It's still fun to see the floats."
And pouring down, raining, miserable setup, but it's still going to be a good time. Again, as you mentioned there, Rose Parade starts at 8 a.m. Their time, 11 a.m. here. Coverage starts on WCNC Charlotte at the top of the hour. So you don't want to miss that. It's annual. It's like the Macy's Day Parade.
Yeah,
that's the annual tradition. It's tradition. So make sure you stick with us. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back here in just 2 minutes here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. Welcome back here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Sturdivant. Thank you for hanging with us this morning on this New Year's morning. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, Carlene. We're rocking and rolling. A lot going on. Rose Parade at the top of the hour. Duke's Mayo Bowl. Media Day is happening in Uptown as we speak. You're at home watching us, so a lot is happening.
Yeah.
And we have our eye on a big matchup in Tampa coming this Saturday. That game was flexed from Sunday to Saturday. Saturday, 4:30 p.m. kickoff. And so all week, extended coverage.
Look at that.
You see it right there. All week extended coverage. It continues tonight at 9 p.m. Myself, Eugene Robinson, also Carlene Bragg, breaking down Panthers Bucks. Daniel Stein will be in Tampa starting Friday, giving us live coverage. And game night watch party Saturday at 4 p.m. on WCNC Plus. Make sure you hang with us. So, again, extended coverage. Nick Carboni, man, been working his butt off. Working his tail off.
Yeah.
So he's been giving us great context going into this matchup. He spoke with Evan Klosky. He is sports director at 10 Tampa Bay News. Let's take a listen in.
Panthers on the Plus, our nightly check-in on Panthers Buccaneers in the Week 18 rematch, potentially for the division. And we are doing this every night at 9 o'clock with special guests. And don't forget, we will also be in Tampa Bay starting Friday night with coverage on air on WCNC Charlotte and here on WCNC Plus. And Saturday, we've got something special cooked up for you at 4:30 or at 4 o'clock ahead of 4:30 kickoff. We will have a Panthers watch party with real-time analysis with former NFL safety Eugene Robinson, and just a fun conversation for you and with you as the Panthers take on the Bucs down in Tampa. Tonight's guest is somebody we got familiar with 2 weeks ago, and I figured we'd be doing this again just a short time later, and here we are. 10 News Tampa Bay sports director Evan Klosky joining us. Evan, what are the Bucs spirits right now? Because last night they watched the Falcons kind of muddy this whole thing up, and they no longer have a win and in scenario like the Panthers do. They've got to win and then get help the following day. So what did that do to their kind of vibe down there, if you will?
I'll say this. The vibe can't get any worse. Look, they lost 7 of their last 8. You know, they didn't need Atlanta to win for them to feel better about themselves, right? They got to win. They got to win a football game, and that's even if Atlanta puts them in a tough position, they understand that they're the ones that are responsible for this. Like, it would have been nice for Atlanta to lose in a game where they were a 7-point underdog, but they've controlled their own destiny for the entire season, essentially. You know, the Panthers have also bailed them out multiple times this season to maintain their position atop the NFC South for a long time before Carolina jumped them a couple of weeks ago. And even last week, Carolina lost where they could have buried them for good. So they've had their 9 lives, and there's still a good chance that the Falcons lose on Sunday. And I can go through my whole analysis of that if we want to, but vibes are not great. Baker's banged up again. Right shoulder injury is a new one for him this season. He took a nasty hit in that Dolphins game on the fumble. So they just want to win. I think they just want a good taste in their mouth after a really bad 2 months.
Yeah, let's talk about Baker. Saw him pop up on the injury report with a knee and also shoulder, and it had been the non-throwing shoulder. Now it is the throwing shoulder. I know, today here, and I believe there was a kind of a light walkthrough. Were you able to tell anything? What are they saying about the prognosis for that heading into this game?
He's going to play. Baker's a dog. And he's played through a lot this season, and whatever this is, it's not going to stop him. Will he be effective? I don't know. But in the last game against the Panthers, up until that Ibuka 40-yard completion, I mean, the longest completion they had was about 13 yards. They already were playing pretty close to the vest in that contest and as conservative as can be. So does the injury maybe relegate them to returning to the game plan we saw a couple of weeks ago? Maybe. But we'll see Baker out there. He'll gut through it, and we'll know how bad it really is once we start watching him play. But otherwise, and you understand the portions that we see
10 minutes
at practice. 10 minutes, you're doing a couple of handoffs. They actually, during our portion, sometimes the quarterbacks do their drills during the media window. That did not happen this week. They were actually running through some stuff, so much so that they didn't want us to shoot it. So all I can say is that he's going to play, and what kind of version we get of him, not quite sure. It hasn't been a great version for 2 months anyway, and I don't know what another bump and bruise is going to do to, magically change what we've kind of seen since the bye week.
Is there some solace in the fact, and like you said, we haven't really seen it from him the last 8 weeks, that it's Baker Mayfield with his back up against the wall, and as he mentioned the other day, out of lives. And sometimes that brings out the best in Baker. It hasn't up until this point, but now, like he said, he is truly out of bullets, truly out of lives. What do you know about his makeup in those moments?
He's going to be a leader. He's going to do what he's got to do. There's going to be a third down play that happens on Saturday where it's 3rd and 8 and he scrambles out of it and he makes a first down and you're all yelling at your TV like, it's coming. How do you let that happen, right? That's Baker. And he's gritty. He's going to figure it out. He's going to find a way on certain plays that look dead to make it happen. But can he string enough of those plays together to win a ball game, right? In flashes, he'll keep drives going. In flashes, he'll make a great play. But can he do enough? And it's not just him. It's a whole operational thing. It's an injury thing. It's an OC thing. It's we don't have to get into the weeds of it. But he's going to be a competitor and a leader. But is it enough to win the game? That's the question. Because you're going to get the fire from Baker. You're going to get the competitive spirit. But can you get that for multiple drives, multiple touchdown drives? Objectively, I don't know.
All right, let's have a Tristan Wirfs discussion briefly, but layered. Inter-office politics last week at Miami. What was going on the sideline between Wirfs and a teammate? Is it a sign of something bigger brewing there? And then just give us an update, because it sounds like he may return to action this week.
So let's start with the Tristan Wirfs, Bucky Irving thing on the sidelines. Personally, for me, I'm okay with that stuff. I don't think the team is fretting about that stuff. Do you want to be doing that on the sidelines where everyone has their cameras? No. But Todd Bowles, Baker Mayfield, everybody on this team the past couple of months has been pretty much shouting in front of the microphone saying this has to be a player-led thing, and you all have to take accountability. You all have to do it. The coaches can't tell you to do everything. Like, you got to figure it out yourselves. And I'm okay with a little bit of frustration and hey, like, you guys need to do this, you guys need to do that. As long as it's not the straight up finger pointing, like, you messed that up. But like, if it's in the way of like, we got to get better sort of deal, I'm kind of okay with that, as long as there's no like fisticuffs. So I label that a nothing burger. Those on the outside looking in, especially seeing a team that's lost 7 of its last 8, I understand the optics. I'm not going to try to sugarcoat that, but I don't think it's a big deal for them. Having said that, with Tristan Wirfs, he's going to try. He was out there doing a little bit today. It was still listed as a DNP, so it was certainly nothing of significance other than like doing a couple of walkthrough steps. Yep. He would not have practiced if it was a real practice. And knowing Tristan, if he can go, he will go. But for Tristan to sit out last game, that's a red flag for me, right? That was a very important game. If Carolina wins that game, season's over. Like, there is no, hey, let's rest somebody for next week, right? Like, their season could have ended last week. You can't play that game. So for him to sit out as a captain with a toe injury, which traditionally speaking is not a good injury for NFL players. It could be a myriad of things, but usually when you're missing time for a toe, that's bad. Yeah, there's definitely a chance he doesn't suit up on Saturday, but we know he's going to give it a go, and he's certainly a guy we're going to have to watch the injury report into tomorrow and then on Thursday. And he could also be a guy that doesn't even practice, the next 3 days, and just on Saturday guts through it, right? Like, he's a veteran. He understands his jobs. He's one of the handful of people on this team that could do that.
All right, we're going to have much more with 10 Tampa Bay's Evan Klosky coming up, talking Bucks, Panthers. We're going to get a handle on the atmosphere to expect Saturday afternoon down there in Tampa Bay, coming up in about 120 seconds.
All right, and we are going to take our home break. We'll be back here in just 2 minutes here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. Welcome back here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Sutter, and we showed you a very rainy shot out of Pasadena, California. Let's show you a better looking shot. This looks like
people still have their like little ponchos on.
Yeah,
but it doesn't look as dreadful as the other one did.
Yeah, it's a much better looking shot from here.
Maybe because it's under the trees.
Maybe. But for so many people to be out there and to brave the elements, and for even the people that are a part of the parade and organizers, kudos, shout out to them. Mm-hmm. You can watch the Rose Parade, the 137th Rose Parade, here on WCNC Charlotte. Craig Melvin's going to be there, South Carolina's own.
That's right.
I was about to say USC own, but he went to Wofford, I believe. Right. But South Carolina's own.
South Carolina native.
Carlene grew up watching.
We'll claim him.
You grew up watching Craig on TV back in the day. So Craig, Hoda Codby, Al Roker, the gang is there. So I'll be watching the Rose Parade as much as I can. Watch the Rose Parade. All right. That's happening. What's also happening? Panthers take on the Bucks on Saturday. Big game. A lot at play. Panthers up and down season, but maybe we get some momentum going if we make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But we got to win this game first against the Bucks.
I want it for them so bad. I want it for them. I'm not even. I mean, I like the Panthers. I live here, of course. I like the Panthers, but it's not. Is it my primary team? No, but I want it for them.
We got to win it for ourselves.
Yeah.
We got to win it for ourselves. Do with that what you want, Panthers. But as we get ready for the game, we're helping you get ready for the game. Extended coverage all week long. Panthers on the plus tonight. Carlene and I, also Eugene Robinson, our NFL greatest, one of the 50 greatest Seahawks in history. Eugene Robinson, former Panther, Eugene Robinson, Super Bowl champion.
Yeah.
Eugene Robinson. All-star here.
He got a lot of titles.
He got a lot of titles. Charlotte Today's Eugene Robinson. He will be joining us tonight at 9, breaking down the Bucs game. Danielle, and we'll be doing this all week long. Starting Friday, we'll have live coverage from Danielle Stein. And then a game night watch party Saturday at 4 p.m. You don't want to miss it. Kickoff is at 4:30, but you don't want to miss the watch night party. All right. Let's get back to Panthers on the Plus. Evan Klosky, sports director at 10 Tampa Bay News, and Nick Carboni.
Welcome back to Panthers on the Plus. Quick reminder, we'll be here every night at 9 o'clock talking Panthers Bucks. We will be down in Tampa starting Friday, and on Saturday you can watch the game with us right here on WCNC Plus, beginning ahead of kick at 4 o'clock. But want to rejoin our conversation with 10 Tampa Bay's Evan Klosky now. I'm wondering about, listen, Evan, if the Panthers somehow get into the playoffs, whether they kick into the front door or sneak into the back door this weekend, however it works out, that home playoff game is going to be something we haven't seen here in like a decade. Just that, first of all, it actually happening, and then the atmosphere. It's kind of old hat the last handful of years for Tampa getting to this point. What do you expect from the atmosphere from a fan base that's extremely frustrated with their team, even though they still have a chance to get in?
I don't expect a good one. I'll tell you that.
Wow.
That's the thing. That's a big part of this. Carolina's excited for this game, this opportunity, what could possibly be ahead. And not to say that Tampa Bay isn't. Those guys want to win. And if nothing more, for pride. They've done a lot of losing. They're sick and tired of it. And they've lost a lot of games that they should have won, to be quite honest. Just think about that Thursday night debacle against Atlanta. Even the game in Carolina, if Baker doesn't make that interception, that's a game that they feel like at least they're pushing it to overtime. And let's see what happens from there. And especially considering what happened last year, you've done that game before. But the environment is not going to be pretty. It just won't be. The area is not excited about this team. They're not excited about its coach. There's very little to get excited about when you've lost 7 of 8 and you've failed to meet such lofty expectations, not only entering the season, but after going 6-2 and having just one of the more epic collapses in franchise history. Not the number one collapse in franchise history, but it's up there as something that was certainly looked like a lock in the bye week, and you really had to try extremely hard to blow it, and you did. So that's tough. That's tough for a fan base that is used to being in the playoffs. If they do not make the playoffs, it's going to be the first time since 2019 the Buccaneers will not be in the postseason. They've won the division since 2021 every year. For them not to win the division's a big deal. And so, it's a little bit of a reminder for the fan base that you can't take the playoffs, you can't take those runs for granted. And Todd Bowles, if he loses on Saturday, is a 500 head coach during his tenure with the Buccaneers. He has a 1-3 postseason record on top of that, so it would be actually below 500. And then you kind of have little rumblings out there that, maybe Todd isn't as much on the hot seat as we all like to think. And that's not going to go well with the fan base. It really has not been going well with the fan base. So I just think all of that culminates into the atmosphere. And then 4:30 Saturday doesn't lead yourself into a very exciting time slot.
All right, Evan Klosky from 10 Tampa Bay News down there covering the Bucs. Evan, from the outside, it just seemed like maybe the Bucs. This is preseason talk. Like maybe the Bucs win the division again. Sure, they're the favorites, but their time seems to be coming. Right? I mean, father time is coming for a lot of players on this roster. Todd Bowles was absolutely, looking at a warm seat, if not sitting on one, before the season. Did Tampa do, what if they miss the playoffs, which is feasible obviously at this point, what do they point to? What do you point to in terms of how they did or did not improve the roster this offseason as kind of the warning signs?
Part of it were the injuries, offensively speaking. We highly touted the fact that this was a top 5 offensive line entering the season in the National Football League. They played 0 snaps together. Tristan Wirfs missed the first few games. He didn't have a training camp because the medical staff screwed up an injury during the offseason. He was rusty even entering the year. Luke Gedeke missed 6 weeks with an injury he suffered in week 2. Ben Bredesen was off and on injured and is now currently on the IR, missing the rest of the regular season. We don't even know if he's able to return if the postseason begins. Cody Malk missed almost the entire season, got hurt week 2. And Graham Barton's been the only guy that remains, and he's a year 2 dude playing next to 2 guards who were on the practice squad on their respective teams when the season started. So that's really tough. And then factoring Chris and Mike and Emeka having to take on a huge role as a rookie and switch to every sort of receiver. There were things outside of their control entering the season. And then you factor in an offensive coordinator who they took a risk on because of continuity. They wanted to try to keep that Liam Cohen magic in the system. Grizz is a good play designer. And it just reminds me a lot of the Dave Canales year when he was here. Dave Canales had a lot more magic to go with him than what Grizz has right now. But the play calling was spotty and splattery. And that's not to be, unexpected for a guy that's never called plays before, especially at the National Football League level. Both of them were in their first run, and it's just splattery, and it's leaving Baker out there to dry a little bit. So offensively speaking, I tend for it to be more of injuries and coaching than actually anything to do with the roster. I think going into next year, this is a top 5 offense if you get a really good offensive coordinator, assuming everybody's healthy again and everybody comes back. They really just have to turn over a backup running back and a tight end, and they're ready to go. So I'm willing to buy that offense. The defense is where Jason Light, the general manager, probably failed them the most. The depth didn't stand out. I think some of it is coaching as well, but behind their front 4 of Yaya Diaby, Hassan Reddick, Vita Vea, and Kalijah Kancey, they had very little depth. And then Kalijah Kancey, who could return on Saturday, which would be a big boost for the defensive line, but Kancey got injured week 2. And then Hassan Reddick got injured, in that Lions game week 7, and their pass rush went all the way downhill. They couldn't really rush 4 anymore. They couldn't generate pressure. Their back end got exposed. Zion McCollum regressed. Jamel Dean off and on injured. Probably won't play on Saturday, but he's going to try. And so the talent, the personnel, the linebackers went into the season with Levante David and Servassier Dennis. Love Levante, still productive, but not the same guy. This could be his last ever game inside Raymond James Stadium. And Servassier Dennis was a risk that I think he's more of a linebacker 3 than a 1 or 2. So I think that they need to completely overhaul the defense in the offseason. I don't know if that's feasible to do in one offseason, but you look at some of the strides Atlanta made in the offseason with that defense, what it was last year and what it is this year, and there's proof that you can do it if you do it correctly. But I don't necessarily think the Buccaneers I have to rebuild or they're on the way down, but they certainly could hit a crossroads if Jason Light bungles this upcoming offseason. So if you fix the defense, you bring in a better coaching staff, I really do think that the Buccaneers could look a lot like the Jaguars, the Patriots, a lot of those other teams that you never really saw coming entering the year, and they just needed a little bit of a spark and it flipped them. So there's a lot of talent on this team. And the talent's not the issue. There's a lot of other things that were exposed along the way.
All right, well, somebody's got to talk about the de facto NFC South Championship game. Might as well be us. We're going to have a little bit more with 10 Tampa Bay's Evan Klosky coming up after the break.
Great breakdown. I told you this yesterday. Obviously I'm a big Carboni fan.
Of course.
I'm a big Evan Klosky fan.
Yeah.
Really?
He's very matter of fact about it too.
I like it. He's
not gonna sugarcoat. He's like, there's games we lost. We should have. He says it straight.
I'm with that.
Yeah. You do too.
I try to.
You're transparent. You're a diehard Panthers fan, but you don't hold back if they lift you up or put you down.
That's why it's always entertaining having Eugene and I go back and forth. Eugene is always pretty optimistic.
Very much so.
And me, on the other hand, I'm willing to call players out because I don't have to see those players. Happy New Year, Nick Scott. Happy New Year, Nick Scott. Oh man. Should we take a break?
Yeah,
let's take a quick break. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Welcome back here on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus. I'm Nick Sturdivant. All right, Carlene, I'm going to put you on the spot. We got 1 minute left in the show. Top of the hour, I want to remind you, Rose Parade on WCNC Charlotte. Make sure you check it out. One goal for 2026.
I want to say yes to more things. I was talking about this with Julie K yesterday.
You want to say yes?
I say yes to a lot of things,
Yeah.
but even more so than that. If I see something, like an event or something going on in Charlotte, that I'm like, oh, yeah, that sounds cool. Just say yes and go. I want to do new experiences. Just say yes more.
I want to say no more. I want to say no
We have
more.
opposite goals?
Yeah. I want to say no more. I feel
I'm
like
a bit more of a yes person. You're a bit more of a not in say no person.
Yeah.
But you choose how to spend your time.
Yeah, but I feel like I overly
You don't stretch
compromise.
yourself thin when it comes to plans.
Yeah, but I do overly compromise at times, so I do want to say no more.
Right.
But be open. I want to be open, but be a bit more choosy.
Yeah, and that's fine.
Nothing wrong with that.
It's a good goal.
All right. I thought I'd put you on the
Teach their
spot.
own.
I thought I'd put you on the spot. I wanted to ask you.
I want to say yes to more things.
Okay.
I've danced all my whole life. I want to take a dance class again. This year I'm going to take dance classes again.
That's a good one. I like that. I'm gonna steal that
what
one. That's a good one, Carlin. You've been thinking about this one. That's not fair. I should ask you a harder question. All right. Thank you for joining us here this morning. We'll be back at 12:30, Carlene and I. In the meantime, make sure you turn it over to WCNC Charlotte for the Rose Parade.
Yay.
Craig Melvin, South Carolina's own, Hoda Kotb, Al Roker. Thank you again.
The whole NBC crew.
The whole gang. Be back here though, 12:30.
With us.
We'll see you later.